Where is one? Saying that that could be me, that one. Oh no, there's 2 people now. That could be me as well. There's 4 now. Could still all be me. Ugh. No, we're back down to 1. Fantastic. Ooh. Yo, that's always a good way to start. I reckon that is the most common opening comment on any live stream. I should really keep track of this stuff. I need to start keeping meaningless statistic logs for live streams. Hello. Ugh. What's up? What's up? My dick in your ass, son. I mean, so I always lose my lighter the second I start the show, and my lighter fucking goes missing. That is. It's been literally. I couldn't lose it if I fucking tried beforehand. But now. Now the cunt's gone missing. There it is, right. Is that rain or the AC unit? Okay, well, I'll tell you what, it can be whatever you want it to be. You live in the world you want to live in. Resonator. Because that is the world we live in. That is the world we live in now. Wherever you want it, it doesn't matter what I tell you, it doesn't matter what it is. Reality has no bearing on anything that you need to believe. The only AC in Leicestershire. Why? I doubt it is, considering it was the last one in the shop when I bought it, and it was and there was like 3 empty shelves of it. It was when we had that first 2 days of absolutely fucking ridiculously hot weather a couple of weeks ago, which apparently is going to be coming back soon. Apparently a couple of not next week, the week after. It's going to be even hot. It's going to get up to 33, and I might kill myself. It'll just save fucking time. Quite frankly. Yo. The main reason I'm doing this is because I started editing my next video, but it's not going to be finished tonight in time, so I don't want to finish it because I hate finishing a video when it's too late and I can't upload it, because I hate having a finished video ready to upload and then not uploading it. And I had a choice between that or finishing off the drawing I've been working on, which this will officially be the longest one. I'm now on day 2. I've nearly completed day 2 of this fucking. I think it's been close to it's been like 24 hours in total. The one I'm working on at the moment. So yeah. What have you all been doing? What's been going on with you? What's been going on with you cunts? quick before bend my dick and fucking PC Mo coming here and Umar coming in, they're trying too hard to be funny and people keep asking me. Here's my thing at the moment. I'm still learning, and I'm learning with the markers, which I haven't even fully learnt to completely use yet. I've sort of feel comfortable with the black and white, but I'm slowly now introducing colour to bits and pieces, and I really would like to and I've spent a lot of money. Well, I've spent some money, and other people have spent money on some very expensive markers, and I would rather, I'd rather take my time and relax before I start jumping into new methods of learning, because otherwise I'm just going to get overrun. I just want to sort of take it. I'm enjoying what I'm doing now. It's enough. I'm comfortable. I'm progressing slowly. Like I said, each drawing I do is a little bit more has an element to it that's a bit more complicated or a little bit more advanced than the last one, and that's why you keep going. But I don't need to. I'm not even thinking about moving on to painting or in fact probably using a brush. Using paint, painting is probably going to be very difficult because you have to be a bit more delicate. And the thing about a shirt, because I've got no feeling in my hands. At least with a Sharpie I can grip it tight and that's fine, and the end result is that, the level of pressure I'm putting on doesn't really matter. You've been to London, okay. You didn't like it, well, there's something wrong with you then. I've got every. I don't know if you've seen my full outfit. I've got this. I've got a matching jacket, matching trousers, and shoes. Solid gold. Ask her next year. Might not be next year. Who knows? I don't know. Like I said, there's no point. There's like I said, a lot of people are getting sort of asking me to do. There's this one guy on Facebook. He for like three posts in a row, he kept asking me, dude, you should do graphic comics and graphic novels. I'm like, what? I'm like, I can't. I literally can't do that. I'm like, he's like, but these are really good. I'm like, yes, but this is what I can do. I can't draw. You can't just go from drawing good portraits or copying photographs that already exist to doing graphic novel. I can't. That's the whole point. Is that when you say no feeling, yes. With the no feeling on this, basically it's all. There's a little bit of feeling in sort of around there, but there's also a load. See, one of my favourite. This is one of my. If you look there, you can see all those marks there, like the pink mark there, pink mark there. Do you know what those are? A couple of when I started losing feeling in down my arms. And I was basically in. Let me just sort of. And I had an iPad, which is about that big, and I had a cigarette in this hand, and I was holding the iPad like that, and I was just holding a cigarette like that, and the cigarette was on my hand, and I had no idea. I thought I was just resting against my my arm, and I sat there for 10 minutes just on my iPad, reading something, and then I sort of pulled it back, and there's just burnt right through, and I've done that several times. I've got a couple of them on my palms as well, where I've been sat down holding a cigarette that's lit, and I hold it like that, and then it falls like that, and it just burns into my. And I just look down and go, oh look. If you want a really best demonstration, is if you look at my two knuckles. You see how that knuckle is a lot bigger than that knuckle there. See how it's a lot more prominent. Right. The reason for that knuckle is broken, and that's been broken for about 2 years. And I'm not 100% sure where I broke it or when I broke it, but that is definitely broken. It's not a massive. It's not like a fucking break where obviously it's fucked up my movement, which is why I'm not bothering to get it fucking fixed. It's just it's like the bone has chipped and it's pushed up a bit. Hell of a party trick. What? Putting cigarettes out on yourself. I used to do that when I was younger anyway. That was my sort. That was one of my things. That and snorting horrible stuff. That was my. That was. But I grew up in the era of Jackass when that's what you did. You know. So it's not really a party trick though. I've got much more impressive ones. But I remember I used to. I remember when I was 17 and I was still young and my body still was in reasonable shape. I could get down like 3/4 of a cigarette in one inhale. Could not do that now. Hey PCMO, I'm warning you now. Before I have to tell you again, because I have to tell you every time because you don't listen. This is it. This is going to be a nice, relaxing, chilled out stream. I don't want any fucking. So if you just get on my nerves, you will. I won't be fucked. To just breathe. Yeah. Sounds good. Yeah, I know it sounds good, obviously, but. Dead Pirate Dan, I feel like I haven't seen you ages. Have you been away for ages? Because I feel like I have. I feel like you used to watch, like, be around all the time, and now, but I haven't seen you in ages. I don't know. Or maybe I'm thinking of someone else. Oh, yeah. So I like doing hair. I like drawing hair, and you know, I like drawing things that have got lots of like detail and contours and you know, stuff to it. Like the easiest thing to draw, like I got this one friend of mine called Nicole. She wanted me to draw a picture or do a portrait, and I did it, and it took like no time at all because she's got incredibly soft and smooth and like supple skin. Like it's just there's no wrinkles, there's nothing. So it's basically just like nose, eyes. If she had no, I told her if she had no hair, it would basically just be like a fucking emoji. You've been watching since 2008, yeah, but I just feel like I haven't seen you around for ages. So. You're one of the you're like literally like there's like probably 10 people who were around 2008, yeah, and that's not that's including me. Hi Nabil. Yeah, that was a lot of people's first video. There was a couple of Venom Fang X videos that were like. I remember the first Venom Fang X video I did that got lots of views, or that got a lot of attention, was he had just announced he was doing a new 5-part video series debunking evolution, and I made a video the night before that was 3 minutes long, like debunking the arguments he was about to make. And ironically, it was that same video series that I went on and ended up doing the breakdown, the Venom Fang X Made Me Cry. Where did I get that shirt? I got it from a website called lightinthebox.com, which is like, imagine like a version of Wish that's actually that's actually all right. You know, like Wish.com is obviously, everyone knows it's shite. You don't buy anything on there, but this one's pretty good. You know, it's obviously, you know, everything you buy is cheap, and it's like, you know, from China and made, you know, put together by a 4-year-old. But well, the Amazing Atheist is only as bearable as, you know. I mean, he's just as bearable now as he ever was, but he's like his bearability is dependent on whether or not and how you personally feel about him. Yeah, I remember Jesus Freak. See, Jesus Freak never bothered me. He always just, you know, I mean, he was thick as shit. I mean, he was completely wrong and a moron. But he just never seemed like I could never get angry about him, you know. Is TJ still active? Resonator, I'm going to tell you what I tell everyone. You are on YouTube at the moment. All you got to do is type The Amazing Atheist and you see, and of course he is. What on earth do you think he's going to... Listen, if I'm still active, I've been on here 11 fucking years now. If I'm still active, then there's no excuse for anyone else. There's no reason anyone else could be, because I'm, you know, because I am a fucking... You know, Jesus File was great. Now that is the sort of, you know, video maker you just don't see and won't see anymore, because he was far too, you know, I don't know what happened to the guy who he was, but he was far too clever for this place. TJ was not the first to e-big. He was like, you know, it's just he was around at the time. I think you'll find Brett King was the first person to e-big. And Captain Awesome did it as well. Actually, I think Philip DeFranco was one of the more. But that was back when, you know, it was a big deal. But that's the thing. It's like it's desensitized now. It's not a big deal. Like it was back then. It was a bit more of a big deal. What about Captain Awesome? Captain Awesome did actually come back to YouTube. I can't remember his. I think his channel was called something like Dirtbag Kev or something. But it wasn't him making videos like he used to. He's been travelling round the world. He's been going, and basically him. He was in Europe at the time, and he was in Italy riding his bike, and he seems like a completely different guy, to be honest with you. And I was, you know, which is good, because I was never really a fan of Captain Awesome. Captain Awesome could make occasionally a very, very good video, but there was a lot of it that was just quite, you know, I found quite sort of, you know, trying to be edgy and offensive for the sake of doing it. But yeah, he seems to have chilled out and relaxed a lot more. He seems a lot more content and comfortable in his own skin. He doesn't seem as twitchy as he did before. Do I remember a bit called War and Peace 26? No. There's so many though. I mean, when you talk about the users who came around who might have been Christian or you know religious people, and who were like flash in the pans. There's so many there. I mean, I can think there's loads I can picture in my head, but I cannot remember their names for the life of me. I mean, this was back when all of YouTube was new, and you got to understand. I mean, when it comes to, particularly with the creationists, you know, in Britain, you know, I grew up in Britain where we don't have creationists. We don't have I mean, Christian creationists don't really exist anywhere else other than fucking America, really. So, you know, we so I was like, it was completely new to me. Whereas in it, like, oh, hold on. Hold on, I've got people messaging me. Hold on. Hold on. There you go. Now, you look like a candy bar. No, it's I don't. I'll show you the rest. The rest is I'll show you the rest of the outfit. Because I didn't just get a gold t-shirt, because that would be, what's the point in just getting a gold t-shirt? I just look, you know, don't look, you know, so I also got to go with it, got this hooded jacket to go with it, as well as, and I was amazed how good as well as these jeans, and of course, to top them all off, these two. I don't know, you know, I mean, what more do you want, really, you know? I always look like a steak. I thought you were meaning I always look delicious. no, but we don't have. I mean, that's the thing. We don't have them not like in America where they have them where, like can you imagine a creationist ever being like running for a prominent fucking, role in the government or anything, or running as a sort of mayor? It just doesn't happen. I mean, in fact, in this country, we just have this up until even now we still don't. There's just always never been this. There's always been this sort of like bringing religion or invoking God within politics in this country has always been sort of very much sort of frowned upon. I never said I counted it out. I don't count anything out, mate. We live in a meme world. No. We've always lived in a meme world. Memes aren't anything new. They existed before it. It's just that we have a name for them, and we. I mean, this is but I mean, as far as what I've learned from the internet is like one thing that's the internet has done to me is like I'm not impressed in the slightest by people like Darren Brown anymore. Like when I used to watch Darren Brown or people who do that sort of mind control, that fake mind reading, used to be really impressive, but it doesn't impress me at all now because I now know how easy it is to just make people. Why are creators burning out? I don't know what that means, PC man. I don't know what you mean burning out. There's more creators on YouTube now than there ever has been. There's more people on YouTube now than there ever has been. There's more people. There's the channels are making more money now than there ever has been. So I don't know what you mean by burning out. There are there's like 1.5 billion active accounts on this website. So don't think that because some channels you watch might be doing that means anything in the long grand scheme of it. Yeah, well, no. Tony Blair was asked by Jeremy Paxman, why did you never talk about your religious beliefs or your religious faith? And he said, because I didn't want to come across like some kind of nutter. It wasn't like he was an extremist of any kind. It's like Margaret Thatcher did it in 1982. She invoked God in the Houses of Parliament. In your opinion, when was YouTube good? It's good now. What do you mean, when was YouTube good? I wouldn't be here if it wasn't good, you bloody idiot. What's a stupid question? Do you think I would be here making videos still? Do you think I would still carry on doing this if this was just crap anymore? I wouldn't do this if I wasn't enjoying it. If you don't think YouTube is good, then you are just someone who is refusing to move on from the past. There's more great content on this website that you can fucking find about, that's literally about anything. You can learn about anything you fucking want, and the quality of videos overall is better. The amount of fucking the overall quality of the content. You can find literally just channels about anything and learn about anything. And if you can't find something on this website that's fucking interesting that entertains you, then you're not looking hard enough, and you're just choosing to be miserable about it. It's got OSW review, but they've been around for ages, it's not just that. I mean, it's everything. I mean, I could go into. There's so many channels, but I mean, it's all about you. It's about how much effort are you putting into finding stuff. Ever been overseas? No, PCmo, you're doing it already. Stop. Have a fucking conversation. Right? All you do is ask questions, and that's fine. But occasionally, respond to what I say. Don't just ask a question, then ask another one. Have a fucking conversation. This is I feel like Tom Cruise in Rain Man. Just stop. It's not you don't have to know, just No, generally, no. That's not true as well. Necessarily, people get burnt out. I got burnt out recently. I've been burnt out in the last few months. I haven't been very as a sort of enthused or as you know, putting as much attention or thought into it or effort as I normally do. I've actually been quite sort of like had to sort of motivate myself to make it, and it's because I've been doing it now for, I mean, full time. I mean, I've been doing it 11.5 years and without a break, you know, without having a break. But now since I've started doing it, I've been doing it for 2 years, 2 years straight now. As you're working on a fantasy novel, okay. So you say I've inspired you, Nabil, but that doesn't, you know, that's I can't be sort of flattered by that until I sort of read what you might make some crap, you know. I didn't put anything inside you, my friend. Don't say stupid, you know. If it wasn't me, mate, it would have been someone else. You didn't need me. You know. Yeah, but I mean, dramas. Yeah, but that's. I mean, drama sometimes is unavoidable. But I mean, it's like that's not what burns. That doesn't burn me out as such. I mean, that doesn't. That's not what burns me out. I mean, that's just, you know, that might sort of wear you down, or you might just get to a point like, oh, for God's sake, I have to go through this again. But that's not what burns you out. I mean, you know, my burnout is more just to do with the fact that I just haven't had a. But I mean, like I said, I mean, there's lots of people who've been on here. Like ContraPoints has been on here, but ContraPoints started on here around about the same time as me. But ContraPoints has had 3 different channels, 3 different main channels, and, you know, several years break in between them. You know, I've literally never, I've never had. You know, I've never had an extended break from. You know, I've probably uploaded a video. You know, 1 and a bit videos a week on average. You know, I've sometimes gone a couple of weeks without uploading, but no more than that. But that's generally, I'm generally doing other stuff between that. You know. And Nabil, just stop. We get it, mate. And don't equate atheism with rationality, mate. That's a bad mistake. Am I still in contact? I haven't been in contact for ages. I mean, she's just stupid. I don't need, you know. I'm not always in contact with her before, to be honest. You know, which is, you know, she you know, we're both busy doing our own thing. You know, there's very few people I interact with on a regular basis. There's only like a few, which I think is important. You know, which is like you don't want to be you want to keep your circle of trust very, very small on YouTube. Now, the fact of YouTube is you have on here, you know, despite what it may sometimes appear to be from the perspective of a viewer, the truth is you have lots of acquaintances, very few friends, and am I? Yes, you are, Lewis. Well, Lewis, I talk to you on the. You know, you get private one-to-one calls. You know, I don't even charge you for. Depression usually keeps me from uploading videos. See, my problem has been lately, and it just seems weird because I've been doing this for so long, but this is something that's happened over the last year, is my anxiety really kicks in prior to trying. I write the script, I can write the script, no problem. I can do the research, I can collect all the screenshots, I can download bits, I can get everything ready to go, set the camera up, and it's as soon as I've got to press the record button, then I'm like, and that's sometimes that's the thing that just, like, you know, takes me. Sometimes it takes me like an extra. You know, I should have done I'll upload a video that should have been done a week ago, but it's just that my confidence just goes. Right. And it's weird because the recording of the video is the easiest part. You know, because I've done the writing bit's done. You know, the writing and the editing are what take the longest, and getting all the prep together. It's not natural. It's not natural for me, mate. It's very unnatural for me. I used to be when I started on here, it used to be the exact opposite. It used to be like, I didn't even think about turning. You see, I love performing, mate. I mean, that's all I do is perform. That's all I've ever done. I've been performing since I was, you know, a teenager. You know, I was doing I was an actor and a stand-up before for many years before I was even on YouTube. And so it's nothing to do with that. It's just it's just when you do something for so long, it's that whole thing of dude, seriously, have you got a smartphone, Resonator? Have you got a smartphone, like an iPhone or a fucking like Samsung, whatever? Have you got a smartphone? Because honestly, some of the video editing apps that you can get, I know that editing a video on your phone has never been ideal, but the apps you can get now, it's easy, and it's actually a lot. It's in many cases, I'd say it's sometimes a lot easier than doing it on fucking on a computer. So if you can't do it on your computer, just download. Go look at your app store and download them. The one I can't even show you the one I use, but what's it fucking called? Because I've got my phone. My phone is filming this, so I can't really. But just get a paid one. Get one. Get a bought one. Get one for money. But you should be able. But honestly, it's a lot easier than these days. You can make videos that are much sort of like better quality. Well, no, Lewis has been here. God, I mean, Lewis again, same rant, not that long, probably around the same time as me. This is how long ago Lewis was on YouTube. His initial channel was called The Rational Skeptic, and back then, Rational Skeptic was actually a respectable term. It wasn't. Yeah, the rule with writing, it's just a case of, see, that's just discipline, Bill. I have that problem where I have loads of ideas all at once and I don't know which one to do, and I lose my focus. But you've just got to that's discipline. You've got to sort of say, right, I need to do this, I need to do this video first, or try doing a bit, maybe do this video until, and if you start feeling a bit need a break from it, then start work on another one, and then it's already there. You don't have to do videos. You don't have to do one video after another. You can sort of like work on several at a time. Why is it depressing? Dude, Resonator, when I started, I was talking to a guy I know who I've met through YouTube. He's called Liam, and I met him on YouTube, and I've known him since I started pretty much, and he just turned 28. That's how old I was when I joined YouTube, and I've been on here 11 and a half years. I'm 40 this year. Right? I've met, it's very common nowadays for me to sort of like talk to, like H Bomber Guy. The first time I talked to H Bomber Guy, or the first time I exchanged messages with him, I didn't know whether he'd heard of me or not, and so I just sort of like sent him a message and that, and he was like, oh hey, he's like, Dick, I used to, I remember watching your videos like back when I was in high school, and I'm like, motherfucker, you like. I know that you don't realise this, but I would kick you in the nuts if you were here and you said that. I've had, but it's quite common now. I get people who sit here and go, I've been watching you for 8 years and I'm now 20 years old. I'm like, fucking hell, your parents are, your parents suck. What are they doing? Oh no, I mean, I take compliment. I mean, I take credit for most big YouTubers around here. It's like, I'm not your favourite YouTuber, but I'm your favourite YouTuber's favourite YouTuber. Right? I'm the fucking when you have the giants and standing on each other's shoulders, I'm the one at the bottom. That's me, motherfucker, down there. It doesn't make me feel better or worse. I mean, I don't feel old. You know, like, you know, age, getting old is not something that scares me. Just gonna get a drink. Ugh. I've only just so you know, this is quite funny because the day I got all the gold, the day all the gold clothes arrived, I thought I'll put it all on and then I'll go to the shops to get some cigarettes because it's just round the corner, just to see what reaction I get. And the favourite reaction I got was as I was leaving Sainsbury's, having bought a packet of cigarettes, there's a homeless guy sat on the step. He went, "You got any change, mate?" And there's me in all gold saying, "Sorry, mate, I'm skin." And he just looked at me like his face went on a little journey. He was like, first he was confused, then he was laughing, then he was angry, then he was, you know, didn't know what to think. It was the funniest fucking, you know. What do you mean it's like a super gay Gold Dust? Gold Dust was super gay. Can you get anything right, Uma? Well, fear of getting old is like... I understand fear of getting old because it's... It depends, but it depends on the people. I think we're sort of like... We're conditioned to not want to get old because, you know, we realise we don't matter as much, you know. Everything's geared towards young people, you know. That's why so many people get old. So as soon as they start getting older and older, the more miserable and cynical they get, and they want to go back to the good old days. Because that's not because the good old days were good, not because the old days were better, you know. You know, if you ever never turn into that person. That's the biggest fear of mine. I don't want to be one of those back in my day. Oh, I know. Think back in my day, the good old days. I'm like, no, because it was good because I was younger. I had my whole life ahead of me. Now it's that I don't want to be that cunt. You know, just realise that nothing you fucking liked when you were younger is worse now. It's almost, you know, it's all fucking subjective. You know, no matter when you could have been born at any point in time and you'd feel the same way back then. It also depends. I mean, I've got an advantage in that I've just never been an ambitious person. I've never been someone who set goals for himself or who had a you know, this big dream that I had to achieve. I'm like, no, I'm just gonna do I'm just gonna, you know, go through life, do what I got to do what I want to do, and then you know, and as far as I'm concerned, if I can end up doing, if I can at any point end up for, it doesn't have to be my entire life, but just for an extended period of time, if I can say the thing I do with my life is the thing I would do for free, if you know. If like I do YouTube, I've done it for 11.5 years. I've done it for free, for most of it. Right? So getting paid for it, or you know, with stand up, when I went through a period of about 5 years, when that was my main source of income, it's like I would do this for free, if I wasn't getting paid. But now as you can get to that point, it's like, and you can get to a point where like the thing you wanted to do, and you can go, yeah, I'm good at that. Right, and I know I'm good at that. There's no debate or argument over I can do that. You know, then you've already won. The rest of it is just how far, you know, luck and how far are you going to go. Yeah, it's always nice to get paid to do something doing something you love. So, you know, there's no, you know, I mean, getting money. I mean, you know, money is nice whenever you get it, but because you're like, that's something that I did. You know, I taught. That's a skill that I taught. I learned how to get. I taught myself. I worked hard at it. I put the effort in, and all of that is my responsibility. And now people are willing to pay money, you know, for me to do it. I mean, you don't really. There's no sort of like. There's nothing else like that, you know. A homeless bloke came up to you in Wolverhampton. Why would a homeless man come up to you? Jesus Christ, you know, how fucking... I'm like, dude, have some fucking, you know, you knew. I like Wolverhampton. There's not many places I feel fashionable. Wolverhampton, double, wow. I guarantee you there's a Wolverhampton in America. Look it up. If, you know, virtually every fucking, you know, every town and village and city in this country has, you know, Americans fucking used it over there. Even the Welsh names, I mean, some of them you even use twice. Was that a reference to an ad or something? What? There's a Baghdad. Everyone knows there's a Baghdad in Alabama. That's basic, you know. There's a Dudley. No, there's a Dudley. There is a Dudley. Well, the Dudley boys, you know, the tag team, wrestling tag team, are from Dudleyville, you know. Look, if there is a banger, right? There's a Banger and a Plymouth, right? And an Aberdeen, right? Then there's a fucking, you know, no, double wow, that's from bottom. That's when they're going to the Marveloso Splendido Hotello, and he goes, wow, where's that? Wolverhampton, double wow. Well, New Hampshire is not named like Hampshire, you know, it's New Hampshire, but it's not Hampshire. I think it's weird how some of the fucking towns got new and then the other ones didn't, yeah. Newark, that's the one, Newark, New Jersey, you know, there are 19 places, there you go, told you. There's like 300 places with the same name all over America. I don't know what the record is. I bet they're all shit. I wonder if any of the 19 places called Dudley in America are compared to the Dudley in the Midlands. You know, we've got towns over here called Lady Hole. There's Lady Hole. There's Penis Stone. There's Throbbing Vulva. There's that. There's not really. Yeah, told you. It was labelled the 5th worst city in America. Oh, well, it's got to be worse than Wolverhampton over here. It's got to be. If it's the 5th, if it's the 5th worst in America, like out of all of them, how many cities are there in America? There's thousands, isn't there? What's the worst? I don't know, mate. I've never been. I've been to enough places in America. Is there a Market Harbour in America? Because I've never heard of one. No. Intercourse. I know there's intercourse, yeah, I know. $19,354. That's too many. Useless bit of trivia there for you folks. Remember, that's it. I'll remember that number. That'll never, something useful has been pushed out of my head now and replaced with that, and that will never be fucking useful. I will never have a need. There'll be no scenario that will ever occur in my life. I could live to be 1 billion years old. Fucking nothing, But I hang on to these fucking. My brain, for some reason, loves to hang on to the useless facts and the information. And anything that would come in handy. How is Leicestershire? It's fine. I mean, you wouldn't ask a stupid question like that, could you? Leicestershire's pretty fucking big, In my mind, I think there's a part of my brain that thinks that if I remember all these useful things, at some point, a terrorist is gonna there's gonna be a thing like a terrorist rings up and says, right, there's a bomb that's gonna go off. It's in somewhere, it's wherever, like it's in, it's in the Houses of Parliament, and if you don't fucking, and there's a 6-digit code you've got to put into the thing, and and what is the, and it will be some, and they'll say like, right, in 2003, the Richmond Tobacco Company sold enough cigarettes that it would have gone back to forth in the ferry ride from Grimsby to Lowestoft how many times? And I'd go 123, because I remembered that because it was a factoid they put on a packet of Richmonds, and I've never fucking and I would, and no one's, and everyone's going to be like, how are we supposed to know this? And I'll just sashay on in saying, I will fucking, and I'll do it like bang, and I'll be like, massive hero, huge amounts of cash, shaggy shag, death. People like to say that. Well, that means nothing to me, mate. I don't know. I don't care. I'm sure the people who like living there like it. I mean, the people who don't like living there don't like it, but who cares? I mean, never start a sentence with some people say, or people like to say. Tell me what you think. I don't care what other people say. There's people who come in here who just only ever express their opinions through other people, via a third party. And I'm like, tell me what you think. I don't care what other people think. Nothing. There's no sentence you can start with. Well, a lot of people are saying, or other people say. That's what Trump always does, isn't it? When he doesn't want to when he hasn't got the confidence to stand by one of his own stupid fucking points of view, he'll just say, a lot of people are saying. You come from a town that invented boycotting. It's not really much of an invention, is it? I mean, that's just being, you were just the first ones to get pissed off enough with with a company, you think, no, we're not fucking buying that shit from you. Well, yeah, but Fox do it. I understand why Fox do it. Fox do it for legal reasons, because the same reason why you don't. It's rather than put something as a statement, you put a question, or you just phrase it as a hypothetical, opinion or as a public opinion. I get why Fox News do it. Donald Trump doesn't have to do that. He's just too fucking scared to stand by his own points of view. Yeah. You see this all the frigging time in bloody, when people are talking about Brexit, they'll fucking cave in quickly and say, the people of this country, we are sick of this and we want this. And I'm like, you don't fucking know me. I've never met you, you stupid cow. Don't you dare talk to me. I hate it when people do that. An immediate clue that someone is clearly a bigot if they think they can speak on behalf of everyone in the country just because they're from it. Then there's got to be examples of them judging other people in the same manner. And I'll say this in Fox News' defence. People have a go at Fox for doing that because Fox are obviously getting more attention. Michael Moore does the exact same thing. You watch his documentaries. He does it all the time. He fucking uses a question to fucking say what he wants to say, or he does it to sort of cover his arse. it's not just Fox News. I mean, most fucking media outlets do it. Because again, partly because of the internet these days, engagement is very important. So if you pose a question, you know. Ow. If you think Michael Moore's a cunt and you want to read a very interesting book that actually counters a lot of Michael Moore and talk and stuff that he says and does, then it's a look it up on. You can get it. It's probably quite cheap now. It's a book. It's called Michael Moore is a Big Fat Stupid White Man. Actually, French Canada, the French parts of Canada are more pretentious than any of the French. See, the French are just French. In Canada, they're trying to be French, right? And because they're not French, they've got to try even harder, right? If you go to a KFC in any of the French Canada areas, right? They call it Le KFC. Right? In France, they call it KFC. He's got good and bad points, but the thing is about him is, it's like what are those good points? Are those good points that you just assume that he's got because you agree with him, or because you didn't fucking you weren't being critical enough to look into anything? I mean, it's this is the problem with it, and ultimately, if someone's doing the thing, if someone is ultimately doing the same things they're criticising people for, then I kind of think that that's a bit of a deal breaker for me. It's like you can't sit there and you can't become the exact embodiment of everything you piss and moan about, and then sit there and it's like the Young Turks, right? The Young Turks will sit there when I've seen them interviewed, and some people have asked them you're biased towards Bernie Sanders, and Cenk Uygur always says, yeah, but we're honest about our bias. I'm like, that's not a good thing. I'm like, yes, you can argue that all journalism is biased and there's no sort of objectivity because it's not necessarily possible. But the problem with Fox News is not that they lie about being biased. It's the fact that they clearly are biased. If Fox News said we're a conservative Republican fucking extension of the Republican Party and we're only going to fucking we're totally here to make them look good, then I'm like, that doesn't make it better. Admitting that you've got a bias is kind of like, you're admitting that I shouldn't take anything you say, that you're going to favour a story you do like over one you don't, and that's not really a good thing. Yeah. Well, no, there's no news source. Yeah, but dude, you're talking about a news source. I mean, every news source has got more than one journalist working for it. Like I said, you don't judge a news source by the source itself. Judge it on its own merits. If you read something on a certain place, then just look into. It's not hard. It's possible to look into it. Then just don't take it at face value. Don't go, that's the Daily Mail, therefore that's shit, or that's the Guardian, therefore it's good. Then take it, each and realise that both of them can be wrong and right, I'd rather see a news source that's biased in favour of all politicians. That would be quite funny. Yeah. But it's not just the fact that they're doing that, it's the fact if they were just like pundits and that, and they're just saying this is that's fine, but they're putting themselves forward, A, as a news source, and B, they're having a go at other mainstream media outlets for being biased. And I'm like, you can't have a go at Fox News for being biased when you're sitting there going, oh no, but the difference is we're honest about our bias. I'm like, well, who cares? I'm not an idiot, I don't need Fox to tell me they're biased, I said, that's why people. That's why people. It's important to encourage people to be, to sort of be critical of you and be sort of, try and sort of like, look into everything you say to sort of keep you in balance. Because I know I can fucking, like you've got to accept the fact that you may fucking not be able to see something because your blinkers are on. Yeah, but the thing you got to remember about all these things like Fox News and these awful, they might be awful media outlets, but loads of journalists who go on to be quite good. I mean, or go on to be sort of like the exact opposite, or something significant or a respectable position. A lot of them work there. James O'Brien used to work at the Daily Express. Keith Olbermann used to work at Fox News. Let's not forget Tucker Carlson Tucker Carlson, when I started watching YouTube and American news, he was at MSNBC, then he went to CNN, and now he's at Fox News. There are lots of these people who just, they're just getting in there for the job, That's because he quit. That's why I haven't seen Oldman in a good while. He was done. He can't be bothered with it anymore. He doesn't have to do it, and if you don't want to do it, then yeah. But I'm not interested. I mean, I wouldn't read a book about journalism. I mean, I'm not a journalist. I mean, my ethics are, I'm just a guy who reads the news and keeps his eye on a certain select few subjects and sort of follows them, and and I do sort of try as hard as I can. Yeah, I mean, SE Cupp, she's one of those ones who's like, the problem thing about SE Cupp as well is just I sort of like, I'll sit there and go, she can say what she wants. Those legs, when you've got a pair of legs that good, you can say whatever the fuck you want, love. You go for it, darling. Yeah. Just every now and again, just put your feet up on the table. Yes, oh yeah. That's how she should do her news show. She should just have high heels on and fucking put her legs up. I'd fucking buy it. I'd buy it. Should you focus your attention on model railway? I don't know. Well, let's face it, Lewis. You haven't exactly done much good to politics, has it? In fact, everything's got worse, really. And there's a good chance that you are the fucking cause and effect. No one, Umar. That's why no one said that. So stop being a prick and starting arguments for no reason. Someone said it's a book. So someone's got to talk about it, haven't they? I mean, everybody who's talked about, every philosopher who wrote about a certain ideology or everything, wrote about something else, no one died and made them anything. They just wrote about it. Why don't you read the book rather than pissing and moaning about it? You might be into trying. Good for you. Just ignore him, Amy. He does that all the time. No, there isn't. There's nothing you've done to him. It's just Uber. He does this. Right? This is what he got. This is why he got timed out on my last stream. The problem is like Steam kind of like killed the whole simulator thing, because now there's that people just went mad and just made simulators for everything, and like 2% of them were interesting, or worth playing. Weighing 0.75 metric tons. Weighing about the same as a photograph of himself. I don't have a favourite philosopher. I'm not an expert on philosophy. A game called Incel Simulator. It's not difficult, is it? I mean, it's basically, you know, just be a human being of such utter loathsome and, you know, low character and despicable nature that you make Ted Cruz look, you know, attractive and charming. You know, not getting laid is pretty fucking easy. Most of us do it most of the time anyway. You know, most of your life is spent not getting laid. You know. So, Richard, could you stop asking me about my shirt, Spike Clean? I get it. You think I look like a rent boy. Yes, it's very funny. I don't know. I don't care. You'll never find out. Most of us here are incels. Again, Lewis, what was I saying earlier about speaking on behalf of everyone else? There needs to be a soft cell parody band called Incel. Would it make Jacob Rees-Mogg look sexy? There's only two things that could make Jacob Rees-Mogg look better or look vaguely appealing. That is an act of God and a large bag. How many copies of his book did he sell? You know, Jacob Rees-Mogg recently wrote a book about the Victorians that was panned, that was absolutely fucking panned and just ripped apart by anyone with a vague understanding of history. And the best description in the best review I read, it started with this sentence: Jacob Rees-Mogg is a stupid conservative's idea of what an intelligent conservative should sound like. And it is, and it's just like, and he just wrote this book. The thing is, it's just he's writing a book. It's like his audience are not people who are going to read a book about Victorians written by him. You know, this is the problem. You know, you've got to you can't just write any old. You can't just write an book. It's got to be a book that you know your audience are going to be going to want to buy. Yeah. I remember, like with Tommy Robinson's second book, right? Like Tommy Robinson's second book, like just never got anywhere. It sold barely any copies. You know, it didn't sell very well at all. And the reason it didn't sell was because the whole book was written by him and this Jewish Israeli guy, friend of his, who's a complete cunt as well. And the book is about reforming Islam. And I'm like, who the fuck's gonna read that? You know, your own fans aren't going to read a book about reforming Islam because they don't care. And Muslims are not going to read a book about written by you and someone else reforming Islam. PC mode. What the fuck is wrong with you? Seriously, if you ask one more stupid question, you're timed out. Am I still friends with TJ? I was never friends with TJ. I talk about TJ every live stream, and now you ask me. Stop asking me stupid fucking questions. Jesus Christ. What is wrong with you? Can't you just think before you fucking type something? I'm asking Zornstar. No, you're not. Don't fucking sit there and fucking correct me after I've lost my shit and had an irrational knee-jerk reaction. That's just not on. And Zornstar's not friends with anyone. Right? You need to have like a bit of humanity, the ability to feel stuff, like a sort of soul, you know, a heart. He hasn't got anything. Right? Nothing in there. Like the worst human being of fucking planet. Yeah. You're friends with everyone. Yeah, that's the thing though. That's why I don't trust you. I don't trust people who like get on with everyone. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. That's not fucking. Doesn't make sense, yeah. Is TJ doing stuff? Look him up yourself! Christ! At what point do people just give up? Why do people come in this room and forget how to use a search engine? What is it? Why is it so difficult? Why do people just think I know? Yeah. See, if you've been friends with everyone, then it's just that's what we should call, you know, boogie 2988 syndrome. Even though he's not the only, or happy cabbie syndrome. That's what Boogie is, isn't he? He's a slightly more. He's a not as, you know, he's got that elements of happy cabbie, but he's just not as. He's not as unlikable. You know, he's got a bit more. You know, he's got a little bit. He's got a bit more charm, and he's a bit more likable than happy cabbie. But that's what happy cabbie was. Yeah. Of course, happy cabbie. You know the. Good, you know, the good thing about Happy Cabbie is he's dead, you know, and he's not dead yet. But that's one of Happy Cabbie's better qualities. I've really liked. I got on well. I've got on very well with Cabbie since he died, you know. There was no the Happy Cabbie drama. It's just, you know, there was just in general. Whatever drama he had, he was just a fucking. He was just one of these cunts who, like, acted like he was a concern troll, really. You know, that's all he was. He was just the ultimate concern troll, and it just took a long time for people to fucking notice. You know. When they did a fundraiser, we did a fundraiser for him like back ages ago, and this is the thing that pissed me off. Like because he's a libertarian. Like when people organised a fundraiser for him to get some medical treatment because he said he had this liver problem and he was going to be dead in 5 years. He made a video sort of like objecting to it, and I'm like, oh cheers, dude. But when I when I was, you know, in 2013, like when I needed money, he just made a random video. You know, sort of, you know, asking for donations to be sent through to a fucking some random fucking link he'd made on some website, and I'm like, dude, you don't fucking, you know, you can't do that. Don't sit there and fucking exploit my situation to make yourself look good. Yeah. I don't think you know what a concern troll is, mate. Mad Shangy was not a concern troll. He was a fucking twat. He was literally just a massive fucking cunt. He wasn't a concern troll. No, but he made the best. He made the most self-owning anti-Dick Coughlan video I've ever seen, and it was in, I think it was 2015 or 2014. Like, he made a video on. He uploaded this. This was on Christmas Day. Like, he just filmed himself for an hour and a bit, watching my most recent stand-up show and just slagging it off, just doing commentary, like on Christmas Day. That's how he spent Christmas Day, and he uploaded it. And he just sat there basically going, "Oh, that was shit. That wasn't funny." And I'm like, if you wanted to upset me, like, do you know what you should do? You should sit there and laugh. Like, sit there and just, you know, pay me lots of compliments and talk about how great you think I am, because that would really hurt my feelings. That would really that would fuck me up, you know. Yeah, but that wasn't concern trolling. That was never concern trolling. That was him basically just being. I mean, he just openly admitted to the fact that they were just fucking with me. And I mean, at one point they openly admitted they were trying to get me kicked out. Their end goal was to make have me living on the street, homeless. You know. All Shangy ever did was be involved in drama. You know. That's all he ever did. You know. You're hurtling towards the big 40. I know, which is like still 17 years younger than you. 46, for fuck's sake. Literally, you were born. You look 9 years old. You've still got your mother's milk dried on your chin, for Christ's sake. This is ridiculous, you know. I actually get the thing is that I actually guessed, like when I found out how old Zornstar was, I guessed correctly in one go what his job was. Because I didn't know. I thought you were like in your early 30s or late 20s, and then Rob told me, no, he's 38, and I went, oh, he's got to do like, you know, risk assessment or health and safety or something like that for a living. He's like, yeah, I'm like, okay. You're 18 months older than Alex Jones. Yeah, but Alex Jones is timeless, really, isn't he? Yeah. Let's be honest. That's one of my favourite things about. See, apparently I found this out. This is quite sweet because it sort of exposes a really sort of insecurity in Alex Jones. The reason Alex Jones, you know, there's that conspiracy that Alex Jones is actually Bill Hicks. Alex Jones apparently really hates that conspiracy, and the reason he hates it is that if Bill Hicks was alive today, Bill Hicks would be in his late 50s, and that's what upsets him about it, is the fact that people might watch him, and think that and find it completely likely that he's in his late 50s. I find that kind of like, it's like, oh, bless him, you know. I don't do YouTube. I've got a favourite Alex Jones video. It's the only Alex Jones video I've ever thumbed up, which is the Justin Bieber rant, which is just still an awesome video, and I know all the words to. I can do YouTube karaoke to that video. No, Alex Jones is not. I mean, no, he's not great. I mean, he's still awful. I mean, he's underestimated, which is what we want. You know, as a broadcaster and in terms of his work ethic, you know, he's formidable. But you know, he's the only. There are only two YouTubers who I am completely opposed, like on the opposite side of ideologically, politically, who I will watch, whose videos I will watch for recreationally, and that is Alex Jones and David Serini, both of whom are gone. This reminds me, when is the... Oh, don't... Literally, I'm building up... I don't know when I'm going to do the mega live stream. I've got to build up to it, though. I'm going to be doing... Like, I did a live stream the weekend that was 16 hours. So, I'm going to sort of gradually build up to that. I'm not going to do it, like, 1 hour at a time, but... Yes, Lowell, but we know he said that because he had to. You know, he even said that in his show afterwards. I mean, that's obvious. It's obvious what he said in court was, you know, because he's trying. You know, the problem is he's trying to make himself. He's trying to sort of argue that he's like performance art in order to make himself look less crazy, so he doesn't lose his kids. But then, of course, he was asked to really trick. Gotcha question, which is, what are your children's names? And he forgot them. You know. No, he is a Reformed Christian. I've been on the forum. Well, no, let's be honest. Roosh V is not much in the same way that Brett Keane is. Like, I don't think it's fair to. I don't think any ideology, no matter how much carnage it's caused, deserves to have Brett Keane attached to it. Right, because I don't believe he actually believes it. You know, I don't think, you know, even things like even Nazism does not deserve it. You know, it's got enough. It doesn't need Brett Keane on top of it. You know. And I kind of get the impression, and personally, I'm just of the opinion that I suspect this is just him doing a 180 to see, because he's sort of. He realised his kind of like, he's peaked at doing what he's doing, and he's kind of like never going to get any bigger, and he probably wanted to do that to see if he could like attract the opposite sort of crowding. The thing is, he didn't have to do. He didn't have to go the opposite. But the thing is, I think that's probably a smart thing to do if you're someone with very extreme views. Then the smart thing to do to sort of keep, is to swap that side, because then you're sort of going to bring. You're probably going to already have people like that watching you already. But let's be honest, this thing, like if someone says that, if someone suddenly does a complete 180 in their beliefs, that's not really possible, is it? There must have, unless you say like there's been a point where you've been lying for a certain amount of time, because you can't just wake up one day and believe the exact opposite. There has to have been a long period of time when doubt with. How many people make that kind of radical sort of one? It's incredibly rare, and so I'm always a bit suspicious of people who do that. Changing your position on one thing is different, but anything X hasn't been born once yet. Christians are born again. I was aborted twice. But no, Venom X is not fucking back. God, stop asking about fucking Venom X and Pat Condell and bloody Thunderfoot and the Amazing Atheist and fucking every other cunt I've never spoken or seen a word of for 19 years. No, I know. Yeah, but I don't care what the Bible says, because the Bible's just the Bible. I mean, I've got no interest in that. So at the end of the day, generally you'll find as well, people don't change in terms of their. What doesn't change is people's personality. Like if you meet a religious person who's who's a pretty nice, very likable, decent person, genuine, and then they deconvert, you'll find they're a nice, decent enough person when they're an atheist. But if you meet someone who's a prick, who's like an obnoxious, annoying, irritating, arrogant arsehole, then it doesn't. They could deconvert tomorrow. They'll still be a fucking arrogant, obnoxious prick and arsehole. It's just now they'll just be doing it in for another reason. There's just too many examples of people like that. It should put and I think that's sort of like is the problem for a lot of people. Is at the end of the day, if you're a prick and if you're an arsehole, you're an arsehole. It doesn't really matter what you believe beyond that. Okay, first of all, PC mode. There's no such thing as a slutty bar, and I think you know that. I bet you'd struggle, dude. You couldn't get laid if you had $100 bill sticking out of your zipper. Come on. Pat Condell, I fucked her. Yeah. Does the Bible actually say go forth and multiply, or is that just a paraphrasing of what it actually says? No. You know what the Bible says? The Bible says anything you fucking want it to. Right? You'll find something, whatever you want to fucking project onto it, you'll fucking find. No, he doesn't play law of averages, PC mode. He literally finds women who are borderline unconscious, drunk, and he then basically just strong arms them out of the way and into a taxi, and then they pass. And if they pass out, he doesn't matter. He will rape them. That's not playing the averages. You know, he doesn't. You know, that's not what he does. You're not as familiar as you're actually painting him in a much better light than should be. I mean, this guy wrote a book called Day Bang. Day Bang, oh, fighter of the night, bang, and like how to pick up women during the day. Because apparently, when the sun's out, you've got to be careful because women are more likely to recognise you in a police lineup. Right? And one of them was literally like, you know, hang around like where there's a park, hang around in a park and like hide behind. If you see a woman you like, then you just get ahead of her and hide behind a tree. I'm like, what kind of alpha male is this? They're squatting behind a shrub, going. Oh, it's in Genesis. Yes, but it was in Genesis. Be fruitful and multiply. Who was in? How many people were there? Who was he talking to? Yeah. There weren't 7 billion people in Genesis, were there? Phil Collins wasn't even in Genesis. Yes, we all know what the Bible said. Look, can we stop fucking sitting here quoting the Bible as if we're scholars? Just because you've read the fucking... Just because you've looked up the horrible quotes online. We've all done the atheist thing. We all know. It doesn't really matter what it says. Because, you know... He had lots of concubines. Well, you know, then he'd get lots of thorns in his dick, you know. I don't know why you'd want to fuck a hedgehog. Oh, great, Ben's here now. Brilliant. Oh, for fuck's sake. Sorry for bringing it up. I don't apologise for bringing it up. Jesus. People are always just. I try to put a button to try to, you know, stamp out any conversations that are just going to be people randomly sort of trying to show off things that we all know and that don't matter because we don't believe in them anyway. So, yeah. You got to go. Thank God for that. Ben shows up. PC Mo goes. Can you guys do this more often? I want like a. Can you tag out? You know. You're going to the London Astoria tonight? What? It's 10:20. Do you mean tomorrow night? Oh well, show's over. Well, you know, that's... See, Liam, that would be the most offensive thing you could say to me. Like, oh, PC Mo's going, I'm leaving. Like, you only come in here for him. Remember, because Ben showed up. Oh, because he showed up. See, that's okay. That's you came for a program tanking. Oh, we fucking gone ages ago. Saying that, I'm sure he's like. I get every now and again. I get this random person come in. It's an account I don't recognise, but they talk like as if they know me, and they happen to be. They behave in the same way, and like. And I'm pretty sure loads of them are in. But yeah. See, Program Tanky took about 4 streams before he fucking went. Yeah. See, I never had faith to lose. I never believed in God. Like everyone's gone quiet now. See, this is the problem with PC mode, is that he types so much shite that when he leaves, it's noticeable. Like 80% of the fucking chat it slows right down. There is part of me that actually thinks it'd be quite funny to go to seminary and just learn how to be and become a priest, and at no point sort of like be like, no, I don't believe in it. I'm just going to keep going. Yeah. But you see, the Limp Bizkit version came out when heavy metal cover versions of like of mainstream songs were quite rare still. Now they're fucking everywhere. But no, the George Michael version is George Michael's is just awesome. Yeah. And I won't have I won't hear a bad word said about the man. That's a fabulous shirt. Yep. Oh no, I told you I've got the jeans, the jacket, and the shoes to match. So they're all here. That's my mum's funeral sorted. Anyway. Yeah, but I mean, I can't think of anyone who's covered. I can't think of anyone who's covered a George Michael song better than the George Michael. You know. There's some that have been all right. Can you wear the whole ensemble? Well, of course I can. Why would I not be able to wear the whole ensemble? If you mean, can I put it on now? Then no. Because it's fucking hot. It's bloody hot wearing that. But what I like about them is everyone's again. It's like with the go-kart. What I like about it is everyone looks at you when you go out. You know. And some people will just give you the sort of side eye, like. But then you get these occasional people who actually compliment and go, "Nice trousers, like it," and that's a cool thing to say. You know? You need a cape? Nope. I can get more. I mean, I can get a hat, get a suit jacket. You can get the. I was going to get, but see those. I couldn't afford the train shoes I want. I was going to get the shoes that have the light up soles. You know, you click them together and they light up. Yeah. Don't let your mum. Richard, that's not even like. That joke is so old that I can't. Like, I remember hearing it before I even knew what that song was. Right? Stop trying so hard. No, but I mean the Robbie Williams version of Freedom was just But the problem is that he sung it. George Michael wrote that song about sort of like breaking free from a pop band and sort of like trying to break free from the whole sort of celebrity aspect and the fame aspect of being a singer. Whereas Robbie Williams just did it because he wanted to be compared to George Michael. You know, they're sickening. I know the whole thing's disgusting. Yeah. But I like things that are gaudy and tacky. Like, I mean, things that like that. I mean, that looks like the kind of thing that fucking Puff Daddy would wear, to an ambassadorial reception. Yeah. I call it the Chav Cedo. They probably don't come. Yes, they do, Ben. Actually, because I've had a pair before. So there you go. So's what you know, isn't it? Do you know what else you can get now in adult size? Right. That I'm going to fucking get Heelys, or even better, you can get these fucking things that basically attach to the back of your normal shoes that you just lean on and you go straight forward. They're like Heelys, but they're better because they go faster. And I'm like. Well, I tell you, have you ever seen Stevie Wonder live? Neither has he. Yeah, they're electric Heelys, but they're also quite cheap. They're also like relatively. They're just like this thing that attaches to the back of your shoe. Or you can just get the normal Heelys shoes that are, the analog one. How could he watch himself? See, that was kind of the point, mate. He hasn't seen anything. That's a good joke, yeah. Why can't Stevie Wonder read? Because he's black. And he can't see it. But him being blind is just an excuse, see? There's people raging. Coughlan, cancel Coughlan. Ah! Where is that? That's better. Whoops, says Richard. I don't know how much I trust something strapped to my shoe. Right, well, you don't have to trust it. Yeah. Yes, but Amy, we've established that you worry about everything. Yes, that's why. Your feet are strapped to your feet. Your shoes are strapped to your feet. I mean, everything's strapped to something, isn't it? What was that other racist joke that I always fucking remember? Why are all medical pills white? Because the black ones don't work. I could be here all night. Yeah. What's black and flies a plane? A pilot. Clip, shared and cancelled. Dude, you can't cancel me. I've been cancelled too much now. Like, if anyone who's still hanging around watching me, right? If at this point you're still fucking watching, nothing's gonna fucking. I couldn't go any further if I wanted to, And the yellow one's scary. See, that makes no sense. So here we go. See, the last live stream I did for about 3 hours, I was sat there trying to do like a sort of joke writing workshop with the people with the people in the chat, because all of them were trying to tell their own original jokes and they were shite. And I was trying to and we finally sort of got them. After about 3 hours, finally got them to start thinking them through a bit more carefully. Oh, by the way, do you want to see the drawing I've been working on for nearly a day now in total, a whole day. I've actually only got a bit more shading to do, but this is there you go. It's Stone Cold Steve Austin. Took fucking. Okay, back. So we're not accepting jokes that other people are right. What do you mean I'm getting really good? I am. I've always been really good. I just didn't know it then. My mistake. No. That's just me. That's just some quasi tongue-in-cheek. Have I seen Trump? No, Nick. I haven't heard that at all because I haven't been on the internet for 2 minutes in the last day. Of course I've bloody heard it. Does anyone really care at this point? Yes, but think about it this way. Last week, all anyone was talking about was Jeffrey Epstein. Right? And it's almost, and there's a part of me that wonders, well, they just sat there going, we need people to stop thinking about Jeffrey Epstein. So in one day, he tries to buy Greenland, then he doesn't get it, so he blames Denmark, so then the Prime Minister of Denmark comes out, so then he calls her a fucking skank-ass bitch or whatever, and then he comes out and says that, Jews are disloyal if they don't vote Republican because they're today Israel. And then he says, then he basically says Jews do in Eden. Then he says, I'm king of the Jews. And then he basically says that, I am God. And he does it all in like one afternoon. It's like, yeah, no one's talking about it. No one gives a fuck about Jeffrey Epstein anymore. It's like he's just gone ploughing. He's just gone, right, if I just do a load of shit really quick. I don't think he intentionally does it a lot. I think it's just I think it's more of a case of like he sees point. See, that would suggest that he's got some kind of like that he's smart enough to know that, and he's secure enough to know that. I think a lot of the times he's just that's just who he's just a force of nature, really. Hold on 1 second. Just need to. Oh. Well, so I think it's just one of the general rules of hey, I'd vote for Jim Carrey. We live in hot take world. What, as opposed to prior to now, when everyone was much more clued up on everything? No, we're just much more aware of what bollocks we're all talking. Yeah. Ben, why do you think I care what fake Sagan says? Why are you telling me? Why would I care? Exactly. That's one of my favourite ever. That's like the first Photoshop I ever did. It was a picture of Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, next to Davis O'Reilly, and it just said, "Oh, Reedy then," and I was so proud of that. And it just never got the fucking love it deserved. Well, this needs to be going viral, This dude on Alex Jones. See, you don't even know what his name was. Right? Stop telling me. I don't care what Alex Jones says. I'm not going to fucking listen to the cunt he's booked in to fill in the short gaps that he fucking, where he's not talking and he's cover up his sound of his sleep apnea. See, I had one good meme that that I was proud of, which was. It was debunking the Kalam cosmological argument in one step. It was just a picture of William Lane Craig saying everything that begins to exist has a cause. And then underneath was the poster for the movie Rebel Without a Cause. Bang. Owned. Yeah, but I need to paint something that's relevant, there's no point taking, and also there's no point taking like drawings and saying that's just showing off for the sake of it. And I drew that, everything I did would have to be relevant, I could more interesting, I think, would be to draw thumbnails or to draw things in the background. You know, find a way I can use it that way. No, I didn't do the meme of TJ. I didn't do the meme of TJ sticking Thunderfoot up his arse on the. I didn't make that. That was what's his name? Silver Era made that. I just shared it. But Jim Carrey is Canadian and Ted Cruz isn't. So let's stop. Jim Carrey's not running for president, so let's not fucking worry, shall we? Oh, 1 second. Oh. The greatest news ever was in the read earlier in the Google News. Right? Miley Cyrus and her husband are getting divorced. That means she's back on the market. So I can fucking finally get back in there. I'm in with a chance. See, I'd be disappointed if I have to see the planet, and the human race be wiped out. I'd rather it was through our own doing. She's already dating some bird. I don't care. Right? Like, I'll just say it again. She's married. She's been married. She only lasted 7 months. Clearly, right? She needs a real man. Right? I'm right here. It's meant to be. Right? It is my destiny. Would anyone in here mind if there was a cost? Well, would you be mind? What? Because as if it would matter. You know? How about this, Ben? How about I need to convince you to go fuck yourself? How about this? How about you stop talking about lecturing me on my future relationship and how I'm going to sit there and be a home wrecker with Miley Cyrus? Because you don't know nothing, mate. You know nothing. Yeah. I don't want a threesome. See, this is a problem with this is part of the problem. Whilst I get the cynicism towards humanity and the universe and stuff, at the end of the day, it's like people always sit here and go, "Oh, humanity sucks." I'm like, yeah, but compared to what? I mean, like, there's nothing even close to us, and it's like we're not meant. There's no sort of like place we're supposed to be. Like people say that, "Oh, we should be here. We should have got." I'm like, says who? Maybe this is as good as we can fucking get. You know, we're not. It's ultimately our existence is not about progressing and being better people morally or in terms of like our behaviour. It's about reproducing, and the people who reproduce and fucking the people who tend to do better in life, and they tend to be the people who are cunts. But you say that, Das, but why is that depressing? It's because you are able to know. Would you want another human? Do you want like something that's close to humans? Because that would be even more annoying for you. Imagine that. Imagine if there was something, a different species, but it was closer. That would be even more fucking annoying. Because that's just something else we've got to learn to fucking, get on with, So be grateful that we are the only one. Or when people say the universe sucks, I'm like, compared to what? like, if there's only one of something, like, can you really fucking? I mean, yes, the universe makes no sense. It's illogical, It's but see, but maybe that's your fault, Daz, Yeah, but the machines can only rise up if we program them to, mate. It's still only us, isn't it? Listen, let me tell you, get on your knees, bend your neck forward, get on your hands, flip yourself over, and repeat that. That's how I roll, anyway. No one. I don't give a fuck about Spider-Man. I don't give a fuck about Sony or the MCU. I don't give a shit. Who said it had to make sense? I never said it had to make sense. Did I say that? I just said it's clearly illogical. And the fact that anyone can look at it and see anything other than that, it baffles me. Yes, but here's the thing, I don't give a shit because it's Spider-Man and it's like, this is just as meaningless and irrelevant to me as people who get worked up over Lady Ghostbusters or a female Doctor Who or a black James Bond. I don't care, it's like... I was agreeing with you. I'm not, yeah, good, that's you should, Because you've been around a while back, so you know that there's no point in disagreeing with me. It's William wrote some books, Charles wrote some books. Well, if you're talking about Dickens and Shakespeare, well, there's questions over Shakespeare. Yeah. Yeah, Charles Bronson wrote some books as well. Charles Bronson's book's actually quite good. Not the Charles Bronson, not the actor Charles Bronson, the nutter Charles Bronson, the convict. Dude, you're welcome to care. It's just the fact that it's like don't go on. Get over it. You're just. Yes, but not everything in your youth, mate, is gonna fucking stay in your youth. Do you know why? Because there's a couple of billion other people around the planet now, and it's their youth. And if the thing that there's, I don't begrudge anyone for going, oh, for fuck's sake, whatever. But get over it quickly, because there's more fucking stuff going on. Do you want for a DC over Marvel? Ben, you know the answer. Stop being a PC mo and asking me questions you know the fucking answer to, because we've been over this a million fucking times, you cunt. Or I will just ban you before to spare me the fucking misery, With great power, yeah, but You see what he doesn't work at. He doesn't do that. See, he doesn't say he doesn't say it correctly to me. He says, "With great power comes great responsibility." It's like, yes, but you should want the responsibility. The power should be incidental. Yeah, I get that with you, Das Neko. You strike me. See, Das, you strike me as one of these people who's like you're like a boomer, but you're not. and try and enjoy yourself. Are you and Ben married? Why? Because I don't like him? No, he's a cunt. Are you? He didn't ask for it, didn't want it. I know, but I'm not talking about him, what he wants. I'm talking about the fucking, I'm talking about how how the difference between a great leader and a fucking, and a heartless dictator is the one who, the bad leader wants the power and isn't too concerned with the responsibility. The good leader wants the responsibility and is willing to have to fucking, accept the power, but not abuse it. See, that's the difference. And you only got responsibility with power if you give a shit, because lots of people have fucking power that they don't use responsibly, and some of them get away with it for decades. Look at Robert Mugabe. He hasn't followed that fucking... You don't understand other people. Dash, you don't have to understand other people. Dash, you don't have to understand anything. I don't understand other people. But why do you need to understand something? Even the smartest people on planet Earth don't understand 99.9% of pretty much everything. That's not Pepsi Max. It's... Oh, sorry, Pepsi Man. Yes, Pepsi. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to try and fucking sort this. Oh, great, PC Mo's back. That's fucking wonderful. I thought you were going. Right. Oh shit, hold on. Right, just need to, okay, this is annoying. This is bad. Let's try a different plug. Ben and PC mode. Jesus Christ, they're literally, we've got two short planks in here. We could make a fence. In my eyes. Only the best premium view. Hey, fuck you, dude. I was expecting premium anything on this. Do you know what you get? You get the premium. You get premium this, mate. You get Dick Coughlan. That is the premium. I don't have a clue how many batteries I've got. Okay, let's have a look. Hold on. Just the thing won't charge up. It's not charging. That's annoying. I wonder, can I start... Hold on. Let me try and start figuring this out now. What's that pic on the wall to your left? Which left? The left? The left that you're fucking facing, or the left the other way around? What you mean? What do you mean the pic on the wall to my left? There's like literally fucking loads of them. Your left, my left. Which one? There's like 20 pictures up there. Jesus. How about you be a bit more specific? Could you be more specific? The black and white one, right? I'm going to thump you, music. You're going fucking black and white one, right? I'm going to thump you, music. You're going fucking. So it's the cliched joke. No. What's the big picture of? That is Doctor the Rick Mail, Sir Doctor the Rick Mail. He's not screaming gas man. No, he's not screaming gas man. That particular shot is when he gets. I think it's when the desk is pushed onto his feet in Culture, when they're playing chess. Desk is pushed onto his feet in Culture, when they're playing chess. When they're playing a game of chess. Well, he plans to run another marathon. I haven't run a single marathon yet. I've walked one. No, I haven't. There'd be no point in doing another marathon. I've already done one. What am I going to do with another one? Yeah. I'm not going to beat my time, am I? I literally went as fast as I fucking could. You got to see. This is the thing, Bagser. You understand how it works. You got to change the game, Bagser. You got to. That's what I do. You got to raise the fucking. Can I draw Ben Stokes? Probably, if I got a picture of him. I'm not going to do it. You're going to have to pay me. I don't know who that cunt. I don't know who he is. Hold on, I think I might. Right, hold on. Let's see if I can. Where's my camera? Where's my camera? There's someone at the door. There's someone at the door. Come in, come in. Right, hold on, I've got to find my camera now. Oh, fucking hell. If I have to get up one more time, I swear to God, there's pretty much nothing I'm going to do about it. Here it is, right. Right, okay. Bollocks. Yeah, it looks like there's no... hold on. No, it looks like there's no way around this. It looks like I cannot... What I was trying to figure out is how the fuck can I... Can I get my... Can I get into this live stream? Oh, hold on. Does not look like it. Well, I'll probably just start another one. Just for the lols. Now we're down to 10% now. Yeah, it looks like there's no way that there's no way they can let me. No, my phone's not dying. It's just that it won't charge because of I think there's probably the cable's got like a. You know what these fucking USB cables are like from fucking Apple? They make them out of tracing paper. So there's an absolutely. But I just think if I can find the link to. The link for me to be able to. Then I could invite myself into. Via my other channel, but there doesn't seem to be a fucking link I can use. Do the cotton bud thing. You see, Umar, I think you should try and just consider for a second that the cotton bud thing is literally something that only you have ever done. Morning. How the hell do you, so you can't invite people to come into your live stream now? It clears out the debris and makes the phone. Don't know what you're talking about, mate. Yeah, I'm going to repeating this until it sets in with you. I know it will take a while because everything does with you. Yeah, I can't see it. There seems to be no way around this. I'm going to have to just start a new show. It might breach YouTube guidelines. Oh no! Because we don't want that, do we? No, I don't need the software. I've got all the software. It's nothing to do with software. It's it's being able to invite myself into my live stream here now. I don't give a toss about software. I've got all that. It appears there's no. Yeah, it appears there's no way to do this. Not when you're on your phone, anyway. Okay, wait, I'm going to set up. Interface. Yeah, well, that's probably the case. Well, it doesn't matter then, you know. Look, I'm just going to start another one. Because I'm not going to sit here and piss. I'm not going to upload any. I'm not going to get some new software. Oh, shit. And what is the time? So let's call this one. Let's call this 11:15. Actually, fuck it. Let's just call it now. And enable chat. Yes. Any favourite books? No. None you would have fucking read. No, I've not got any favourite books. I hate all books equally. Where's Wally? Fucking, that's everyone in this fucking chat. Yeah, but I think you've seen one, you've seen them all. It's a bit like, it's like a reality TV show. You've seen one episode, you've seen the rest of them, haven't you? Friends, no. That's not even, doesn't even make sense. That, again, you're talking shite. Absolute bollocks as usual. No, they're not, mate. There's 250 episodes. They're not pretty much all the same. That again, this is you talking shite. Sorry. They all contain shenanigans. That's the definition of literally a show. All shows contain shenanigans. That's just saying stuff. They all have dialogue. Well, it'd be nice if this fucking chat room had some occasionally. Yeah, right. Unfortunately, Friends was everything. Friends had everything that was good and everything that was bad about American sitcoms. Well, it went on for fucking 6 seasons too long, but the first 4 were fucking brilliant. You're only joking, of course. Yeah, you say that. American or British Office? I like the American Office. I mean, the British ones. I prefer the British one. I mean, again, the thing is, the thing that British TV shows tend to do better than American ones is that trigger in the corner. It is trigger in the corner. I was rewatching Only Fools and Horses earlier on today. It's such a great show. Such an incredible show, and I maintain that of all the supporting characters in any sitcom ever, Trigger is the best. I would put Trigger at number 1 for as the best, because I think pound for pound, he just has he has the most big laughs. But like, you look at how many lines he actually says versus how many just big laughs he gets every time, and it's just it's probably the most. It's probably the least amount of effort for the most amount of. No, I don't care. I don't care whether you say. I honestly don't care. So, it's fine. Never apologise for anything you say here, because it's impossible for it to. What is the EastEnders? Just look it up yourself, you lazy fucking prick. What is the EastEnders? Christ almighties, you see. Can you ever just like not sound like a cunt for like 10 minutes, like, and still type stuff? You know, can you? Is it possible? It's a bit like Coronation Street. I don't think he knows what Coronation Street is either, mate. If he's asking what EastEnders is, saying it's like Coronation Street is not going to help. Coronation Street. Coronation Street. Coronation Street. Do do. You're taking the piss out of him. You know, you don't have to. Just, it's... Okay, right. I'm going to... So what I'm going to do... I'm going to post a link to this stream in the chat, and then you can just transfer over that. Right. Give me a second. Yeah, you'll find everything. Yeah, I mean you'll find that on YouTube. Yeah, easy. You'll find that you can find the older TV shows a lot easier on. Peppa Pig. Yeah. If you ever want to laugh, go and type in on YouTube Peppa Pig in Welsh. Here we go. Right. There's a link coming. There you go.